wheel them and we turn them and we rock them and we sound them and we tempo them and laughs the Riddim Suite.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Riddim Suite. I'm your host Felicia Renee, and today we are in Baltimore for Carnival. Welcome back guys, we're sitting here with Dr. Elaine Simon, who is the president of CACAB. Now what is CACAB?
Caribbean American Carnival Association of Baltimore.
Of Baltimore, yes darling. What is the process like of putting on a Caribbean Carnival?
I am so glad you asked. Whatever city you reside in, the government of that city has to be a part. There's so many things involved, parking meters, intersections that has to be closed. The plan for Carnival has several components. For instance, the vendors, the entertainers. You do a proposal that encompasses all those entities and you meet with the city again. Because it's a Caribbean festival and there's over 22 active Caribbean islands, and Baltimore is multicultural. We have a little bit from St. Kitts, Nevis, Anguilla, Dominica, Montserrat, Antigua and Barbuda, Jamaica, Barbados. We have all those islands represented by the showing of their waving of their flags.
So now tell us about Showmas Productions.
We started in DC Carnival as a small group representing St. Vincent.
Why is it so important that we have Carnival?
Carnival is simply mass and music. Carnival is calypso. You know, Carnival is mass with a brass band. Carnival is free. Me as a mass man, I think that is my responsibility to keep the culture and heritage alive and pass it down to the new generation.
What's so different or unique about the Baltimore DC Carnival?
Well, you know, sometimes it's the smallest sweet. You know, we able to interact more on a more personal level with each other. We have been able to be appreciated by, in my opinion, a larger non-Caribbean population. And we're growing, you know, we're doing 35 years overall.
What's your biggest struggle being a mass band?
It's the same struggle all around. It's financial, you know, lack of sponsorship.
What is your favorite part?
My favorite part as a mass man, you know, a mass producer, is the look on my masquerader's face.
Yeah. A lot of people don't get to see the behind the scenes work that goes into it, right? They just see all the pretty costumes and stuff. What is it that you want people to know about the work that it takes to put on this mass band?
We have to take people and bring them along. Like as you came tonight, you're seeing wire bending. The average person sees the finished product.
Yes.
As a mass man, our carnival starts in November.
And when is actual carnival?
July. Because we have to design, proof, then the marketing starts.
How do you design the costumes or the ideas?
I don't do drawings anymore. There's a spirituality in mass. The response this year to the white from the spirituality, this section is over 50 people.
It is the best. Not because I'm in it.
Alright, Carnival is deep and there's a spirit inside of we. You know, they say Jumbie Lego.
What do we need to know about Showmas Production?
One is to make sure St. Vincent flag flies internationally. But the main thing is to build youths.
We try to get sponsors to offset some of the costs. Years ago in Baltimore, like in the 80s, we were having our carnival in September. It became very conflicting with New York, so we couldn't have that. We try to get mostly of the beverages, the alcohol.
And you don't want to say it?
I'm going to say it. I am going to say it because that's the truth. We look forward to drink and party and wind down with alcohol.
Why is it so important that you're here at this Caribbean Carnival?
Oh, because of I support Caribbean person long time.
Carnival is very important because it brings people together. You know, West Africans, Caribbeans, Indians, you know, different nationality.
You have people who've been transplants for so long and they miss the Caribbean culture. They miss going home. Some people, they miss going Trinidad or going Jamaica or Barbados. And I'm from the Virginals, I'm from St. Croix, so sometimes it's kind of hard to get there and get there every year. So it's good to have a little bit of home at where you are presently.
Can you tell us about the history of Carnival? How did it start?
The Trinidadians, they decided they were going to get steel band, bend wire, and just put on some little neighborhood things. And that's how they started. It's not just for showing, it's a form of preservation. History must reflect that Caribbeans made significant contribution to the various states that they reside in. I always tell my kids, nobody is fit to tell your story like you can.
What would you like them to know about the behind the scenes?
Well, I would like them to know that Carnival takes and require planning. The day in Trinidad Carnival done today, the next day the mass camp open. The band girls and them, who little belly, little tummy start protrude and then are pregnant, they're gone in the gym because they're looking like you next year. I would like to see the traditional costume, the splendor and the gaiety return, the creativity, because that's mass and Carnival is mass. But y'all young people lazy, y'all don't want to bend the wire.
Why do you love this job?
It gives me a sense of satisfaction. My favorite part is I have to tell the story. It stimulates me. At the end of the day, it's your culture.
Yeah.
It's nothing you're buying. It's nothing you're pretending to demonstrate. It's your culture.
So how was it jumping with Shortmas? It was so fun. It was so live. Everybody was dancing.
What's your favorite parts about Carnival so far?
The music, of course.
And when we come together, it's a beautiful thing.
It's the vibe. It's just awesome. I love it.
The women.
How you enjoying Carnival today?
It's really good. I missed the parade, but I'm catching the bits of it and I like it.
Carnival is treating me excellent.
I love the music. I love the sound. I love the people, and I love the peace.
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful carnival. I have fun.
Loving it. I get to spend time with my family and then unlock my inner Caribbean spirit.
Got my coconut water, so I'm good.
The people, the fun, the culture.
We're enjoying it.
Lit.
Lit.
It's too lit. It's lit.
My name is Elaine Simon, the president of Caribbean American Carnival Association of Baltimore Incorporated and the Riddim Suite.
We'll be right back.
We wheel them and we turn them and we rock them and we sound them and we tempo them and last the Riddim Suite.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Riddim Suite. I'm your host Felicia Riddim, and today we'll be exploring the New York Labor Day Parade. So welcome back guys, we're sitting here with William Howard, who is the president of WIADCA. Now Mr. Howard, what is WIADCA?
West Indian American Day Carnival Association. In the summertime, we are a patch your feet group. In the wintertime, we're more intellectual in things that are very prevalent in our community.
So take us through. Carnival just ended, and now what? Where are we?
We're hollering for help. No, the day after Carnival, we began the following year, and particularly this year because next year will be our 50th anniversary. And so one of the things that we are finding is that we must look at the intellectual side of the Caribbean because times are hard both here and in the Caribbean, and we got to make sure that Caribbean is at least in the conversation here in the United States.
Why is it so important that we have an event like Carnival that brings all of these different Caribbean islands together?
Well, it's really two really important things. One, that this is a big part of the economic lifeline of this community, right? You know, when you look at Carnival and Juve and all the things that surround it, we're talking about $1 billion worth of economic activity. Second thing that's really important is really about preserving and passing on the music, the arts, you know, the fashioning of the costumes, the playing of the pound. It's part of our culture and who we are. And so it's important to maintain that.
We contribute so much to the development of this nation. At every level, in every profession, we are oftentimes as Americans called upon to celebrate everyone else's cultural heritage. This says we have arrived. We are Caribbean Americans.
When I first came to this country, and I was going to school, they used to call us banana boat, they used to call us coconut, and now we have our own everything. We have our own concerts, we have our own parade, we have our own comedians, we have our own artists, and we're mainstream in the Caribbean and abroad, so it's a beautiful feeling.
It celebrates all of who we are culturally, and it highlights those who are the pioneers. This is the largest celebration of any immigrant group in the United States of America.
Can you talk to us about the history of Carnival and why it came about?
The history of Carnival in New York is a young gentleman by the name of Carlos Lizama who decided to take on the project along with, in some instances, the late Shirley Chisholm, and that's how I got involved. I was on the staff of Shirley Chisholm, and I was asked to make sure that the Carnival had what it needed to be up and running in New York City. So I stayed on 25 years volunteering. One day they said, well, why do you want to be a volunteer? Why don't you come into the organization?
Tell us about the history of Tasa. Where does it come from?
Trinidad is a multicultural society, and with the drums, the beat of the drums is incorporated of different cultures. That's what makes Tasa unique. And any race can dance to Tasa.
And it came from oil drums that is cut, blended, tuned, grooved into notes, and played music. So there is no other instrument like the steel pan.
Why do you do steel pan?
Man, it's my heart, yo. This is my life. I mean, I started at 4 years old, and till this very day, everything that I own and have owned in my life has came through music.
Why is pan such a huge part of Carnival?
Pan was around at the beginning of Carnival. Back when we used to make the drums and beat up the drums in the early days of stealing it and stuff like that. One of the things we did to serenade the neighborhood in return for all them tuners banging up and cutting drum and burning fires in the neighborhood, we came out and we did the pan round the neck thing, and we used to serenade the neighborhood and give back. That's a major part, the whole chipping, parading, and all of that. Pan has been there from the top, you know.
It started in Harlem, and over the years, Rufus Goring and Carlos Lizama, they decided to bring Carnival to Brooklyn. Carnival at one time was only 6 blocks. Then it moved to Prospect Park West, and then it moved to Eastern Parkway, and it stayed, and we're not going to leave. It seemed to be the focal point where everybody under the face of the sun know where the Carnival is. They just really don't have to ask. Everybody pretty much knows.
A lot of the juices are influenced by traditional Jamaican juices like sorrel, soursop. Most of the spices are unique to Jamaica.
Why is it important that you are here?
Sandra does Carnival because Carnival is where people are. I call my store Allmart because I have everything from head to toe.
What does it mean being the president of such an organization?
It's a lot of detail work because everyone have to be approved by the State Department and the embassies. And so having to do that, we are in the immigration business.
How do you handle that? Like there's so many little moving pieces.
Well, the city of New York has been very, very generous in their support in terms of the police and sanitation. But on the other hand, we've convinced the city that we bring in about $157 million into the city and $8 million direct taxation to the city of New York. So we didn't have to go too far to get supporters of the Carnival.
I think events like this, right, it subconsciously unifies and strengthens our identity as a people.
Just saying that we came on the Middle Passage together and we were dropped off in different parts of the Caribbean. When I go to Trinidad, there's people who resemble people in Jamaica. There's people in Barbados, look like people in Antigua. We're one people.
Bringing Caribbean people together and knowing that, yeah, we in a foreign country, we ain't born here, but we could make a better living in unity and still sing and have a happy time.
Some people are saying that the costumes are the most important part. Some people say it's the food, some people say it's the music. What do you think is the most important part of Carnival?
The people. Without the people, there's none of these. There's no costume, no food, no music.
Vibes, want about vibes. Yeah, I feel love it, man. That's why it's nice when us other people come out and celebrate each other.
Music is the main thing, you know, because yeah.
Some people say it's costumes.
No.
Some people say it's the food.
No, nah.
No, it's the music.
No, it's the music because that is what moves everything. That is what drives everything.
So now, what is your favorite part of Carnival? The ladies. Why did I ask?
I just love the fact that for at least a weekend, 2 days, 3 days, we come together as one. It's almost like if we have no enemies.
Now, are you Caribbean?
No, I'm not. I spent a lot of time in the Caribbean, and I've spent a lot of time at the carnivals in the Caribbean. But I've spent 45 years in the Caribbean community, so I'm actually more Caribbean than most Caribbean people.
So these things put together, plus the Carnival,
yes,
makes you officially Trinidadian.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
So then how would you say that your background has influenced your position as president?
I know the political side like the back of my hand, so I take my other experiences, and it's very easy to run the Carnival.
Why is it that you think people come from all walks of life, whether they're Caribbean or not, to come and experience Carnival on the Parkway?
The pageantry, one, and two, they see people from their homeland that they haven't seen. I can tell you exactly on the Parkway where all the Panamanians are.
Really?
Yeah, they're on Franklin and Eastern Parkway.
Oh my gosh, how do you know?
Yeah, all of the Barbadians are on Bedford Avenue and Eastern Parkway. So it seems like every country have a spot along Eastern Parkway, which they gravitate to, and they see their cousins, uncles that they hadn't seen all year. They know where to meet up.
How do you get the vendors to really buy in? Because it can be costly.
It's for the love of Carnival and for the love of displaying the foods of the Caribbean. What I like about the masqueraders is that they're young masqueraders, they're old masqueraders, the in-between masqueraders, and everyone seems to dance to the same beat.
So now when people experience the Carnival, what do you want them to walk away with?
An empty pocket. I want them to spend some money. No, I want them to walk away the same culture that they get on a plane and go to the Caribbean, have themselves a good time, that you can get it right here in Brooklyn.
Today we're at the Labor Day Parade, and even though I'm not in costume, I could not be happier. Do you have any Carnival tips?
Sleep. Anything goes. Come ready to what? Wear comfortable shoes.
Dance and no stutchness. Be safe, don't drink and drive.
William R. Howard, President of West Indian American Carnival Association, and D. Riddim Suite.
We'll be right back.
We wheel them and we turn them and we rock them and we sound them and we tempo them and laughs the rhythm sweet.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Riddim Suite. I'm your host Felicia Renee, and today I am so incredibly excited to be on the road in Atlanta with Misfits International. So welcome back guys, we're sitting here with Patricia Tong Henry, who is the president of ACBAR. Now what exactly is ACBAR?
Atlanta Caribbean Carnival Band Leaders Association, and we bring Atlanta Caribbean Carnival.
Tell us the process of getting a carnival actually put on.
It's a very long process. It takes you a whole year to put it on. And I have my first meeting where I give a recap of what took place during Carnival. So once you submit an application, there's several steps on the application that you need to adhere to. Make sure I get all my license. Once I have all my contracts, like the sanitation department, EMS, and then we usually get our artists.
Now every year it seems you do a different Caribbean island. So last year you did Jamaica, this year is Antigua and Barbuda. Why do you section it that way?
Well, it was a strategic move. So when I realized there was going to be a second carnival, I had to think outside the box.
For this year's celebrations, the focus is Antigua and Barbuda, and so they've invited the Minister of Culture to play that role of Grand Marshal, which is leading the parade basically. I think the contributions of Caribbean people to the development of the United States is an untold story. It is symbolic and significant that they're giving recognition to the contributions made by Caribbean people here in Atlanta, and I hope that this kind of effort spills over into the wider USA.
Why is it so important that we continue those traditions, or Caribbean traditions, away from home?
It identifies us.
Yes.
It sets us aside from all other people.
We come and we see the fete, right? And we see the costumes and the colors. What does behind the scenes look like?
Crazy. You wouldn't get Patricia behind the scenes.
No?
No, you're getting Patricia now. You get my alter ego Carolyn.
Oh,
and
Lord.
she's not nice at all. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of frustration. Anything goes wrong, who gets blamed? The person at the top. It could be I task someone to look at the hotel, and then at the end of the day, Carnival come away and got no hotel. And so I find myself a lot having to follow up behind people and micromanaging people. Even this year, we started off with $0. But people don't know that. People see you have an event and they see all those people out there like, oh my God, you made money, you have it. They're not thinking about overhead costs. It costs us so much money to put on this event. So going forward in 2017, the goal is to attain enough sponsors as much as possible.
Let's talk about Carnival. Where did it come from?
Actually originated in St. Kitts. And when the slaves got freed, that's how they celebrate.
Right.
So it's like different stuff to it.
How would you say that your Antiguan roots have influenced your job?
I was never keen on Carnival or big on Carnival. How I got involved in Carnival was actually when I moved here to Atlanta, they had the first pageant show. It kind of left me heartbroken because, you know, every little girl want to win. Me being outspoken, the person I am, the president and the vice president was sitting around. And so one day the vice president walked over to me and she says to me, we need you. I said, for what? And she said, we need you on our board as board of advisor. So I was secretary treasurer for 3 3 years. Then they had elections. Some of the bands were texting me and saying, hey, we would love for you to run for president. They kept pushing me, so I ran for president and I won.
My grandfather, Oscar Mason, he was instrumental in founding the Carnival in Antigua in 1957. So for me, it's a legacy thing. We called it Misfits because I thought at the end of it, there are more people who don't fit in. You know, they're more of us than them. And when we chose our theme for this year, we said tribal lawless for a reason. Without necessarily thinking or, you know, subconsciously, you're part of a tribe and don't even realize you're part of a tribe. So this carnival, we really want to take it back to what it was, to free yourself, emancipate yourself. And sometimes in order for you to free yourself, you have to be lawless.
How would you say that your Antiguan roots have influenced Misfits International?
Oh, it's influenced it big time. The mass building, I enjoyed that when I saw my grandfathers did this as a kid.
So how many sections do you have?
9, we got 9, yeah, we got 9.
So how do you sit down and like think about the sections and the colors and putting all of that
Well,
together?
because I have 2 lovely daughters, you know, when I take them out to Marks and Spencer's in London, they always go for the purple, you know that purple Skittles bag?
Yeah.
I said, you know what, let me just open this bag and see what this Skittles is like. It was just a wonderful array of colors. I decided to use that color chart. It's like making a proper stew. You have to have a bit of salt and a bit of pepper.
When people see you guys fetting and jumping on the road and having a ball, what is it that you want them to walk away with?
Wow, that's a beautiful costume, but boy, does that band have energy. I feel it. I want to be a part of, I want to enjoy, I want to experience that. That's what I'm selling.
What we do in Atlanta is just a little thing. I want people to go back to the islands and witness a true carnival.
Why are you here today?
We are here today, we're from Guyana, and you know roti is very common throughout the whole West Indies.
Yeah.
So roti is the Indian tradition, that's your food. Like every nation have a food. The Italians have pasta. It's also not for our people alone. Everybody wants to eat roti.
Everybody?
Yeah. The minute they hear roti, they run.
Baba's goodness here.
Well, what we have here is pineapple herbal refresher, right? Mm-hmm. We take the pineapple, we'll slice it, we'll take this contraption.
Oh, it cools
and we'll exactly.
What makes your frozen drinks different from the rest?
My frozen drinks are different from the rest because they're ready. Back in the days when we didn't have ice, we invented jerks. A jerk is original Jamaican, so I don't know how to cook any other food but Jamaican food. I'm a real Jamaican.
That's nice.
Well, it's a big thing, big Caribbean thing, and we're a Caribbean retailer. You know what I mean? We sell things for every country.
What is this?
This is fresh kettle corn, so it is a popcorn with some sugar and a little salt. I use a non-GMO corn, so it's a little healthier for us. It's sweet, it's salty, and it's delicious.
One of the things that I do as a president is that I try to bring in an artist from each Caribbean island because Atlanta is a melting pot. So we have people from Trinidad, Guyana, Grenada. So I try to give everybody something to look forward to.
Carnival, for most countries, Caribbean countries apart from Jamaica, soca music is our culture.
Well, it's always good to be somewhere where so many West Indian people come together, and I'm all about that.
I mean, it's all about pan, it's all about math, it's all about our music, you know? And when we come together, it's all like fireworks.
What we have that binds us and holds us together is our culture.
What is one thing you want people to walk away with after they come and they experience Carnival?
Hey, I came out here to Atlanta, I had a good time, and I definitely want to come back, and I'm going to tell a friend and bring a friend.
What do you enjoy the most right now?
The food, the coconut.
You just feel alive.
This is fun out here, I like it.
The food does kind of bring me back home.
I came all the way from Newark, New Jersey. Everyone's having a good time.
That's a lot of fun.
Just to learn about the different nationalities.
Caribbean culture is definitely being represented.
I'm loving it.
The food. Honestly, the music. I love the food.
It's awesome, yeah.
I love the women.
Now that the fete is over, the party done, how do you feel?
The costume you're wearing, you look lovely in it. The whole package of what we did really represented Antigua.
This is Patricia Tongue Henry, President of the official Atlanta Caribbean Carnival Band Leaders Association and the Riddim Suite.